What's up, gamers? Okay, so it's been about a week since the last devlog, and I wanted to show you guys how much progress I've made since then. So that little snippet I played just now shows a couple of the core mechanics which I've implemented into the game, and I want to go over those. And there are a few more things which I haven't shown yet, which we will also go over, which I think are also pretty cool. Okay, first let's go over animation. So I finally decided to stop using Sean Spaulding's assets and, get creative and try and create my own. Once again, we're going for the ninja prototype theme, whatever. Over here, you can just see this is a pretty generic ninja character, nothing special. He has this idle animation, which I kind of like because he's blinking and his headband over here is just kind of flowing in the wind endlessly. No matter which way he's facing, the wind always adjusts itself to to kind of go whichever way he's facing. And we have also his jumping animation. So this is for when he's going airborne. This is when he's coming back down to the ground. An attack animation as well, which I think is pretty cool. There is a lot of room for improvement, obviously, especially that his sword looks a lot more like a stick than a sword. But we'll take it. Next, we have his dashing animation, which we'll talk more about how it actually works in the code for it. Now you know that it's there. And his running animation, which took me quite a while to figure out, but it's here, so that's nice. Also, I realized one thing is that he has this little. I was trying to add a bit more detail in graphics. I kind of gave up after adding this kind of. I don't know what the heck this actually is. I just see it on Ninja sometimes, so I edited. There's this. On his attack animation, he doesn't actually have it, so I'll need to put it on this last frame. I think that's the only frame you would see it. Yeah, right over here. So there's that, and then there's his animation for when he's hanging onto a wall. Now, I decided to leave it as black for now, not because of laziness, maybe partially, but mostly because I wanted to add a sort of concealed feature to the game so that enemies cannot detect you when you're in this state, and this would just be visual feedback that your character is concealed. He's like within the shadows, you can't see him. So that's the reason for not texturing him like I did in the others. Next up, we have our enemies. Okay, so this first enemy type is, I called him a dummy because I was thinking of having him be like your first enemy type. He doesn't actually attack. He's just kind of there to introduce combat to the game. If you do touch him, you will still die, but he acts more as a dummy than anything else. So he has his idle animation. So, he's just chilling, looks around and stuff. And some of my friends said that he looks like like the squash from Plants vs Zombies. So I was thinking maybe I could also implement like a squashing animation for if you get too close for too long, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that. And if you get within a certain range, he also has this alerted animation, which doesn't really do anything other than him looking alert. But I'm thinking what I can do is after he's been alert for like 3 seconds or three runs of this loop, then he has another animation, like he's kind of alerting all the other enemies so that they can start triggering a certain chase variable, which I created. So that would be pretty cool. I'll probably add that later on to just give this dummy character a little bit more meat to why he's in the game. Even though he was just supposed to introduce combat, might as well make him a little bit more interesting. And then we have our first legitimate enemy type, which I'll talk about the code for him and what he can do just now. All you need to know is that as far as animation goes, he's just a recolor of my ninja, so all of his animation is the same as my ninjas. Alright, going into the mechanics of the game now. From earlier you saw that my character has this over here, this wall climbing feature, and is holding onto the walls and stuff, which is pretty cool. Show it off over here one more time. And then there's the enemy over here, right? You can see him doing his animation. He'll look around and be really alert. You get too close, and then he's in this state, and he'll keep looking at you depending on where you are, which I really liked. His eyes are just gonna kind of follow you around, and you can kill him. So right now you have 3 options for killing your enemies. The first one is to kill him with your sword or your stick or whatever you think it looks like. Your next option, which is also really cool and one of my favorites, is to send out a clone of yourself to just go out and kill them. The way that this clone works is that it has a cooldown, so I can't just spam clones. What I wanted to do earlier was make it so that you cannot send another clone until the first instance has been destroyed. But because I couldn't figure out the code for that at the moment, I just made it so that he has a really, really long cooldown. And your third option is to actually just dash right through them, which is my favorite option. It just looks really cool, and I think once I've implemented audio into the game, it's gonna feel a lot cooler just hearing the shoo and him slashing through the enemy. I think it's gonna be really interesting to implement. Now let's talk a little bit about the code for the actual first enemy that you encounter. I've actually added a lot of code. I just haven't showcased him yet because there are some things I still want to work on, but I can demonstrate what we have so far. Yes. Okay. So immediately he's going to spawn in, and he has this state right now, which I call the idle state, which is just him, walking around, kind of surveying the area. And he doesn't actually detect me while I'm behind him, right? So I wanted to add a sort of sneak attack feature. Okay, if he sees me though, when he turns around, he will start hard chasing me. He'll jump over stuff, and that's really cool. You'll notice that I can't dash kill him at the current state that he's in, but while he's not aware of me, I can dash kill him, and it has this really cool effect. I also just finished adding the ability to kill them with my clones, which works whether they're idle or chasing me. Might have to nerf that because that kind of just takes away the incentive to just bash them with this stick. And that's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching. I think next devlog I'll work on either adding audio or working on the graphics of the games to just make everything feel a lot better. Most likely gonna be the graphics, but I'll see if I can add both. I probably can. I just have to not be so lazy. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Later.